How do you know if you could trust the news media? Can you trust the news? If so, what channel should you watch? Fox News, CNN, ABC? What about individual journalists? Can they be trusted? Can you find a news reporter who will let you know what is really going on in the world? To answer these questions, we have to investigate the mechanisms that control the news media. Let's take a trip back in time. In the early 1970s, whistleblowers, people who claimed to have witnessed illegal activities, reported the government had been spying on or secretly watching American citizens, people like you, your parents, and your neighbors. Reports had surfaced that the American intelligence agencies, parts of the government, used subversion, lies, and trickery to control the governments of other countries. But what are intelligence agencies? In this case, we're talking about the CIA, Central Intelligence Agency, the FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigations, and NSA, National Security Agency. They are made up of unelected people, meaning that the American people don't vote for the people in charge of these agencies. The director of the CIA is appointed by the President of the United States. In theory, the CIA is supposed to investigate criminal activity and collect information that could protect the country, the United States of America, from attacks by other countries. But in the early 1970s, whistleblowers and reports suggested the CIA had been weaponized or used against the American people. As a result, Idaho Congressman Frank Church launched an investigation known as the Congressional Church Committee. He aimed to investigate what these intelligence agencies, such as the CIA, had actually been doing. The results of the investigation were stunning. The CIA had been caught spending billions of dollars worth of today's money bribing or paying news media journalists to report propaganda. Essentially, they paid journalists money to lie for the CIA. It didn't stop at the news media either. Efforts had been made to bribe, leverage, and control news media, book authors, and the heads of schools or colleges. The scandal is known as Operation Mockingbird, as journalists had accepted money to repeat government lies to the American people, like mockingbirds. Journalists accepting money to lie? How could this be? To answer that question, we have to first understand that the news media is a business that operates to make money. But who controls the news media business? Think about television. Think about all of the different channels: CNN, Fox News, ABC, NBC, CBS, Cartoon Network, Nick Jr., ESPN, FX, TNT, TBS. It appears there are many different choices. In reality, only 6 corporations, or 6 businesses, control all of the channels on television. It might appear there is a variety of choice, but the truth is that choice is an illusion. Only a small number of people control everything you see on television, everything reported by the news media. That means only a small number of people have to be bribed or bought off or corrupt for the news media to be dishonest. And we know from the Church Committee, the CIA had spent billions of dollars attempting to bribe journalists. Many people on television news media don't even hide that their opinion is for sale. A large number of people who appear on television or discuss the news are paid lobbyists, meaning they are paid money by third parties to push a specific agenda. They aren't necessarily concerned with the truth, but with getting you and public officials to agree with their position. So imagine you are listening to the news, and the reporter talks about all of the dangerous colored pencils and how someone got hurt while writing with a colored pencil just last month. It turns out the reporter is paid money by the crayon lobby. Is he really worried about dangerous colored pencils, or does he just want you to buy crayons? It doesn't stop there. Many lobbyists are paid by foreign countries. Imagine you are listening to the news, and a reporter or broadcaster says, America should go to war, or fight with another country. And it turns out that reporter is doing it for money. As it turns out, it happens all the time. In 2019 alone, Qatar, Japan, China, South Korea, Bermuda, and Israel all spent more than $30 million each lobbying. It's like that every year. What about commercials? Every time you turn on the news, CBS, ABC, CNN, you see commercials. Commercials that make the news media business millions of dollars. So let's say Big Pharma, the drug industry, pays millions of dollars a year to air or have commercials played on CNN. Can CNN report honestly if one of Big Pharma's products injures or hurts a customer? What if Big Pharma tells the news media they will stop paying millions of dollars for commercial ad spots if the media reports the truth? At the start of this video, we asked how do you know if you can trust the news media? Can you trust the news? If so, what channels should you watch? Fox News, CNN, ABC? What about individual journalists? Can they be trusted? Can you find a news reporter who will let you know what is really going on in the world? This is a question you will have to answer yourself. But be aware that all news stations, journalists, and reporters on television are influenced by money, the people they work for, the corporations they work for, and many other outside factors. This video was put together to reinforce the lessons taught in Operation Mockingbird and the Church Committee by Cubs to Bears, available on Amazon.com. For similar books, visit www.classicallearner.com.